In this video, I'm going to build off my last video in talking about compressing irons and what it really means and how to compress irons using measurements from a launch monitor. In the last video, I used 2 measurements, attack angle and low point. I've added 3 more because I believe that a lot of people can get confused, especially on one of them. The main one that people get confused about is club path. Now, for all those out there that don't know what a proper club path should be or how that is effective and what it all means, if you're a right-handed player, a negative club path is usually defined as a swing that's going outside to in. It's going negative to the line or across the line. If it's a positive, it's coming from inside out or right to left. Now, whether or not it's negative or positive is really going to depend on whether or not you believe that you should be playing a draw or a fade. If you're playing a draw, more often than not, you want a positive. If you want a fade, you would like a negative. Now, for a left-handed player, you just flip it. So inside the out would be negative, outside the in would be positive, and you just flip it in relation to the right-handed player. However, I think the one thing that a lot of people will misconstrue is club path, and they'll get locked into club path so much. Club path is how it is at the ball. So if I were to hit this and have a negative club path, it's very easy for me to then say, well, then I must be swinging outside to in. However, I'm going to show you that from this position right here, which is kind of favoring the more shallowed out, this is neutral, this is shallow, so I'm going to be right here kind of more in the shallow position. So I'm just going to come through the ball, hit through it. That should be a positive club path, which it is, of 6.4. Good there. So now I'm going to take the club and I'm going to put it in the exact same position, and I'm going to get a negative number from it. So here we are, same position as before. Club path, negative 0.6. So what does this mean, and how does this relate to compressing the ball? Hey everybody, thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know of any other parts of the game you want me to cover. Any feedback you can give me, that would be great. If you want some more information or any further help, please email me at this email address. If you're not near the Spartanburg area, but you still want help with your game, I've got 2 virtual platforms that I'm on. Find me there. Reach out to me. I'd love to help you with your game, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. How it relates to compressing the ball is in how I was releasing it and in what fashion I was releasing it. So when I got a positive club path from this position, I am releasing it from an extended wrist, and I'm basically releasing this hinge, releasing that. That's going to give me a positive. If I should release on the radius of my forearm, in the top of it, basically through the thumb, I'm going to get a negative. Okay? And that's where a lot of people get their toes, with the toe of the club in the ground, go off to the right, and you'll get a negative club path, but you'll be fooled in thinking that you came across the line. Now you start creating issues where we're getting inside shanks and the like. So when you're looking at this, you need to make sure that you're actually coming across the line and not releasing improperly. Now, the other 2 numbers, dynamic loft and then spin loft. Dynamic loft is how the loft at impact. Now, depending if you hit down on the ball enough, so it's spin loft, is then going to be, you take dynamic loft and you subtract attack angle and you'll get the spin loft. So, understanding that, I'm just going to get it back here. See what I can get that. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, I had a dynamic loft of 23.2 degrees. That means I made this 8-iron at impact 23.2 degrees. I subtract the attack angle, but since it was negative 4.7, I'm going to add it. So I get roughly a spin loft of 28.7. So we want that spin loft to be high so that we get a lot of spin. So to compress the ball, it's not just attack angle and low point. That is a major key. But now we have to talk about club path and how that is affected how that affects dynamic loft and spin loft. And that comes in the release. How you release it. Do you release basically taking this extension with this angle and releasing it like such? I talked about that in my video on how to hit long irons. Do we release it down at the bottom by releasing this angle that we're holding? Or are we going to get in the same angle and then we're going to release it through the thumb, a la casting? So let me go ahead and release it from the radius on this one and see how that affects dynamic loft and spin loft. So I'm going to get back, same position. As you can see now, club path negative. Dynamic loft was more. Somehow my spin loft was even more than that. So you can see just how by releasing, I was in the same position, how it can change the dynamic loft and spin loft, which is going to definitely change the distance. Okay, so whenever you're doing this, compressing irons, it's about getting down on it. We got to hit down on it. We got to get that attack angle negative. We got to get the low point out in front, but we also need to release it properly. We don't want to cast it through the thumb. We want to take this palm, the right hand that's extended, this wrist that's extended here. We want to release through in such a fashion like that, through the middle of the hand. Slap the ball coming through. So by doing that and working on it, that's how we're going to compress the ball. Again, if you need help, please reach out. Video your swing. See how you're releasing it. See if you're releasing it through the thumb or if we're just taking this extension, bringing it back to square. If we're doing it that way, we're going to get a lot better numbers. If we're doing it through the thumb, that's where we're going to see a whole host of issues.